Yogi Clan, welcome back to Yogi Cycle Service. I am here with Bertha in the shop. And why are we here? We are here to do a TCLOC inspection. You may be thinking to yourself, Yogi, what in the world is a TCLOC inspection? Let me show you. TCLOC inspection is put out by the motorcycle safety guys. It is a inspection sheet. I printed it off two-sided. Oops. Kind of makes it hard to scan and send to my road captain because he reminded me, hey Yogi, if you're going to Daytona this weekend, you need to do that sheet if you want to be able to ride in the pack. Because if you don't have your bike inspected, you ain't riding in the pack. This is a very comprehensive list. So if you go through this list prior to any big ride, we do it though twice a year. We do it end of February and then again mid-fall, August, September area to catch the end of the year. And our guys have to turn in this sheet. And we're starting to do it now where other people inspect your bikes because it's too easy to skim by all this stuff. Now I do have a video of this. It's probably about 2 years old. We did do it on Bertha here, but you know what? We're gonna do it again because I have to, and this camera was better than that camera, so we're doing it again. If you want a copy of this sheet, real easy place to get it is just Google TCLOC, TCLOC inspection form. And it should pull up. I think it's on the MSF website, Motorcycle Safety Federation. We have made this one personalized to us, but you can get the sheet off. It's the same sheet that I'm gonna be using. So what does it stand for? T, we're gonna be looking at tires and wheels. C, your controls. L, lights and electronics. O, oil and fluids. C, chassis. S, stands. So that's what we're gonna be looking at today. This bike here, Bertha, Ultra Limited, haven't done really a whole lot other than exhaust and handlebars and a stage 1 air intake and a aftermarket fuel tuner. That's about, there's a B, go away. Oh, I just thumped them. Everything else, I mean, some cosmetic things. It is very dirty now. I was gonna wash it before Daytona, but not with the weather that we're getting. So we're gonna run through this. Now this bike does have 90,000 miles on it, approximately. She has some age on her. Let's just run through. Let's start off tires and wheels. We'll start off there. Front tire and then we'll go to rear tire. All right, so we're gonna inspect this front tire first. I know this tire has probably, if I were to guess, about 15,000 miles on it. It is not cupped anywhere. There are no nails in the tire. Looking at it from the side, it is extremely dirty. There are no cracks in the tire. Looking up at the brake pads, they still look pretty good. They still got some good thickness to them. The inside pad, it still looks pretty sufficient also. So pads are good. No cracks in the tires. No damage to any of the cast tires. Let's check brakes on this side. Pad's good that side. It is extremely dirty. Let's check air pressure. I believe this tire should be about 40 pounds, if I'm not mistaken. And we're right at 40 pounds. Air pressure, we checked those in the front, that's fine. Spokes don't have cast, no cracks, dents. Rim did not look as I spun it out of true. Bearings, I just replaced those. I know they are good, but you can grab the top and the bottom of the tire. Make sure there's no wiggle where it sits in the forks in here. That bearing is right inside there. You want to make sure that there's no, that it's solid around that axle. Seals, nothing cracked or worn. Harley is a self-sealed bearing. It is dirty, but I don't see any fresh grease or anything coming out. Pads, we did check the pads. Each brake alone keeps the bike from rolling. When you squeeze them, that bike goes nowhere. All right, let's go to the back. So in the back of the bike, yes, the tire is a car tire. Yes, the tire does have about 17,500 miles. Yes, I think it's probably gonna be time for it to be replaced when we get back, but we're not gonna do it till we get back. I did spin the tire. The camera wasn't recording it. There are no nails, no objects within the tread. The mag looks in good shape. I followed the belt. The belt is stock. It does have about 90,000 miles on the belt, but it's still in great shape. The pulley's in great shape. We do have sufficient brake pads. So overall, back end here looks in really good shape. Do need to check the air pressure. Air pressure's good. We're right at 40 pounds. I usually run it at 41. So before I leave on Friday, maybe I'll add a pound. But we're good on pressure. Back end looks pretty good to me. Let's get up top. Well, that part of the bike needs a bath, like really bad. But it checks out mechanically okay. So let's get back to our list. That takes care of everything regarding the tires. Brakes. Front brake, I just replaced this fluid. We'll check to make sure it's full. Fluid is adequate in there. We'll check this one later, but we'll check it now. Fluid is adequate in the clutch also. So it's starting to look a little cloudy. We did flush that about a year ago. Harley recommends every 2 years. As far as the breakdown here, we're fine because just took this for a test ride not too long ago. Controls, handlebars, condition. Bars are straight, turn freely, hand grips and bar ends are secure. Levers and pedal, nothing broken, cracked. Everything's lubricated, cables, no fraying kinks. We don't have cables. I have all hydraulics on this bike. All systems, everything works fine up in this area. Lights, battery condition. I did check the battery not too long ago. This battery is approximately a year old. This bike is garage kept. It is kept on a tender all the time. I know the battery's in good condition. Headlamp, no cracks in the reflector, mounting, adjustment, ride height. All headlights, the beams on the wall are all level with each other, so we're good there. Front fender light is on. All 3 bulbs here are on. Check. High beam works correctly. Turn signals, front and rear working. Left and right both working. 4 ways, correctly working. Everything seems to be fine. Horn. Sounds a little bit like a dying duck. But it works. I know why that sounds like that, because of the horn. I replaced that about a year and a half ago too. And the horn, when it goes up into the bell, it's very tight to the bell, so it's sandwiched against the bell, so it doesn't have the chance to echo and vibrate. That's why it sounds like a dying duck. Need just a hair smaller of a horn to fit in there. Tail lamp and brakes, brake light. You can see in the rear of the garage, everything's working proper there. Everything's working proper there, and I saw before the signals were flashing. We're good on the tail lamps. Throttle, I just used the throttle a minute ago to pull the bike in here. I know we're good on the throttle. No loose terminals on battery. That's one that's very good to check. I would say is very imperative to check before you go on a long trip. But once you get that battery locked in, they generally don't come loose over time. That battery's been in for 20,000 miles, hasn't moved a hair. So I'm gonna forgo passing on that, but if I have a problem comes up, that may be the first area I check. Switches, just making sure they all operate. I just rode this motorcycle today. I know the switches are fine. Mirrors, making sure there's no cracks, nothing broken. They are fixed, they're not wiggly, they're not moving all over the place, they're secure. Lenses and reflectors, we just looked at the front, all those lenses were fine. There's nothing wrong with the lenses in the back either. Wiring, no fraying, chafing, insulation, nothing pinched, nothing in the steering head. Steering head turns freely and is fine. Electrical, I have no issues with this bike at all. Oil, we're sitting exactly where we should be, right at the top of the line. I just changed these fluids not too long ago, so I'm not going to bother getting the Allen out right there on. So right here, I just pulled out the dipstick to check my oil. You're going to need an Allen wrench to go ahead and loosen this cap and pull the dipstick out to check that. On your Harley touring models, primaries on the other side, you need to pull the cover and do a visual inspection on the primary. This bike at 90,000 miles does not leak anything. I just changed the fluids not too long ago, so checking that my oil is exactly where it should be tells me I'm sure that the transmission and the primary are also. Although I say that, and one of our brothers, had he done a little bit better of a TCLOC inspection, would have noticed that he didn't have any oil in his transmission and lost a Baker 6-speed. And we did check also our .4 in the clutch and .4 in the brake there. .4 in the brake down here is also exactly where it should be. Engine coolant, I just replaced this pump not too long ago. I know the engine coolant is ample. Chassis, the frame, condition, any cracks at the gussets, accessory mounts, look for paint lifting. Steering head bearings, no detent or tight spots through the full travel. Swing arm bushings, raise rear wheel, check for play, pushing and pulling on the swing arm. We kind of did that as I was under there playing with the rear tire. I'm not going to go through and show you how to do exactly every item. My other video shows you a little better. I'm just more trying to hit some highlights. And knowing what's wrong with this bike, which honestly at this point is really nothing. It's running awesome. Oh, please stay that way. Come on, Bertha. Give me some love. Give me some love. We're going to Daytona. I know it's going to be wet, sweetie. We're both going to get wet, but you are dirty right now. You are really dirty right now. And I was going to wash you before we go, but you're going to get really dirty again. So why don't we just wait till we get back? I'll clean you up. You'll look beautiful. Any of the things we don't check today, we'll hit this list when we get back. Fasteners. Making sure there are no missing bolts or nuts and broken or missing. I have gone through and checked all my floorboards, all my shifters, all the heat shields, all my crash bars. Everything on this bike is tight. Although that is a good reason to wash your bike, because when you're washing your bike and you're scrubbing parts and getting them clean, that's when you find the loose stuff. But even though I haven't washed this in a while, I know I feel good. The only loose stuff that I had, I lost that camera mount coming back from Florida one day, but that had nothing to do with the bike. Center stand, don't have one. Side stand, jiffing stand, just making sure that it's in good shape and the spring's in good position. Up, down. Yeah, that stand's in good shape. The bike overall is in good shape. And how do I know that? Because I ride the thing all the time. So I know what's wrong with it. And when you ride your bike enough and long enough, you know, it's kind of like your body. Oh, you start getting some aches and pains in your body. You're like, oh, maybe I'm getting sick. Well, your bike kind of gives you aches and pains too. Or sometimes it just suddenly does. But usually there is something leading up to that there's a sign or a signal that you may be ignoring. And this is really designed to help you catch that before you get in a group riding situation and cause problems. Lord willing, 90,000 miles, she keeps on running strong, but she's doing good now. And I do stay on top with this bike, all those maintenance items, and try to keep it running good. So do a TCLOC on your bike before the season starts. Go over it, especially if you're somebody who stores it for the winter. If you store it for the winter, I definitely would do that. We ride 52 weeks a year, so I really haven't stopped. So do your TCLOCs, make sure your bike's running right. Enjoy this season knowing that you're on a safe bike. All right, Yogi Clan, thanks for joining. I hope y'all have an awesome week. I'll catch you soon.